So yeah, this video is essentially a part 2 to something I made a few days ago titled The Future of Competitive Sea of Thieves. It's going to be the same type of concept, it's going to be unfiltered, just me talking and you guys listening. If you haven't watched that previous video, don't worry, you'll still understand what's going on here. But if you want to get more involved, feel free to watch that. It's on my channel. You can find it. With that being said, though, let's get into it. So the Ashen Winds update released in the game now, and not only did it bring a bunch of new content and custom servers, it also brought out a change to PvP that was considered quite bad if you are in the competitive PvP player base. And that's because something we refer to as a skill gap was lowered yet again because they removed the feature of wallbangs. I'm saying feature because I did and so did many others believed it was a feature, not an exploit. But I digress from that. Essentially, they removed the ability to wallbang unless you see them physically, so that can be through the stairs or through the grates or maybe through a window if it's open. But it has changed a lot. And because of that, the way people in the PvP community have responded is by either leaving or trying to adapt, and that's not a good thing. I did feel like that was going to happen if this feature did go through. A lot of people were going to just leave the game, and unfortunately it looks like that's what's happened. Now, I'm not going to give any opinion on that. I don't believe it's my right to. They can do what they want to do at the end of the day. I still believe this was a good feature for the most part, and I'm not going to change on that stance. But for the rest of this video, I want to talk about something that could have been done to essentially have the same result, but change wallbanging as we knew it. So before this update, if you didn't know, you had the ability to shoot through every layer of a ship, no matter what it was. You could shoot them through 4 layers of a ship, if that's even possible. You could shoot them through anywhere. You could just blindly fire into their general direction and hit them. This was quite overpowered, and I can understand why. And on top of that, this was never public knowledge, I don't believe, until they released the content update, and Joe Neat spoke about it in that video. I noticed when I uploaded that video as well, a lot of people commented saying they never knew it was a thing, so I guess you can sort of understand why it's an exploit. And I believe if Rare decided to publicize this and let them know this is a feature, I feel like this could have been avoided very simply. Like, for example, the sword lunge that everyone knows about. Rare have addressed that publicly. Everyone still does the sword lunge glitch, and that's not going anywhere. I believe that would have had the same effect with wallbanging if they took the same approach. And I believe players would have implemented wallbanging into their gameplay experience same as they do the sword lunge, But that never happened, and here we are today, a few years later, talking about the removal of the feature, which I do appreciate. Sounds like I'm just whinging for no reason, so I'm sorry for that. But anyway, aside from making it public knowledge, this would have also made it a more common feature, like I mentioned, meaning anyone could get in there and give wallbanging a go, because honestly, it wasn't too hard. You just had to have an idea of where people were going, and at the end of the day, if you know where things are located, like ammo chests and food barrels, you're always going to get a kill. Now, alternatively, another approach they could have taken to keep this in the game and also spread more awareness is announce it publicly in a video, but dial it back so you don't have the ability to shoot through all layers of a ship. You can only shoot through one layer of a ship, or maybe a mast, or a helm, or something that isn't that intensive. For example, like the flaps on the side of a sloop. Those type of things that a bullet could easily shoot through. Doing that would have made it a much more balanced experience and quite fair, and it also would have allowed people who enjoyed wallbanging to still have that option. And making it public as well would have increased the amount of people using it and overall led to a better experience. Again, just my opinion though. But anyway, they decided to just remove it from the game and make it so if you can actually see the person you're shooting at or the thing you're shooting at, you can register to them, which makes sense, honestly. This was a good idea on a whole, but it has changed the way most people play competitive Sea of Thieves, with, as I said, most of them leaving or just losing interest in the competitive aspect. Now, this is, it's a good thing for the casual player, right? Because people who go into a game, don't know much about it, and then get killed by someone through 4 layers of a ship or whatever, that's pretty infuriating and quite suspicious as well, and you'd sort of think it'd be unfair for the most part. But now that has been completely removed, and they've done an overhaul. So, how will the future of PvP change now? Essentially, I believe we're not going to see as many high-tier players using sniper and pistol. Now I believe there'd be more blunderbuss and sword, or sniper and sword combos. With the increased use of the sword coming back to what it once was, I feel like it's going to change the landscape in that way. So next time you're watching competitive competitions like NAL or Sea of Champions or whatever you watch, I don't believe the normal is going to be a sniper pistol anymore. I believe it's going to be changed to be catered around a sword, and I think as a whole we've got a bit to learn with that. With that though comes its own challenges, because the sword isn't the most stable thing right now. It's got a very, very, very long range, and it's just a little bit too clunky, when you fail a sword lunge. But nevertheless, I believe that will be sorted out in due time. With this update as well, I believe has brought on a significant lapse to hit reg. I can't confirm though. This is just my experience. I'm going to put a clip up now. I experienced this a lot when I've been double gunning from this update, but I hope it's sort of just a server connection issue. With that being said though, this video has just been a whole rant, no real point to it whatsoever, but I do want to hear what your guys' opinion are. Are you for or against this change, and how has it affected the way you play the game? Oh, and last thing, I got a new mic. Do you guys like it? If you made it this far, let me know down in the comments. I'll catch you in the next video.